of prosecution witness, Detective Sergeant Patrick Linton. The defense attorney Tom Tavares Finson introduced what he described as nasty Facebook postings by Sergeant Linton about Vybz Kartel.
Day 39 in the Vybz Kartel murder case, and the prosecution picked up where it left off yesterday, offering BlackBerry Messenger conversations sent from a cellular phone attributed to the entertainer. In fact, the prosecution had Detective Sergeant Patrick Linton introduce 37 other BB messages which suggested an individual desperate to leave the island before things got hot. Just a few of the messages sent on August 3, 2011. Me I wonder if me fly out while it kinda cool. What you think? You know no man of Bahamas who can receive me if me take plane? Me be at your place, meaning me can go through without me get stopped? Right now at TVJ me I watch keenly. Check out the next flight to Bahamas now and ask your boy if them gonna let me in the country, cause me if you do a show and never go. Me I wonder if the promoter blacklist me name. Me prefer the boat. So me I gonna need customs figure out, or I just jump on and cut. You? Me have to wait till the day run off. Give me at least a day. So if me seat looks sticky, me there your yard morning in our unmarked vehicle. And with that, the prosecution wrapped up its evidence-in-chief of Detective Sergeant Patrick Linton. It was now time for cross-examination, and immediately attorney for Vybz Kartel, Tom Tavares Finson, sought not just to discredit the sergeant, but also the 5 days of evidence he provided to the court. First, the sergeant's credibility. Tom Tavares Finson today argued that the sergeant was operating with ill will and malice, and that is why he manipulated the BB messages. The attorney to the sergeant: "You have been apparently very professional, is that so?" The sergeant responded, "It's my training to be so." Then the attorney turned to a Facebook screen grab which he alleged belonged to the sergeant. He asked the sergeant if he had a Facebook account. The sergeant responded in the affirmative. Mr. Finson asked Sergeant Linton what date it was created. The sergeant could not recall. Mr. Finson argued that the sergeant's professionalism has been shattered because of malicious comments he made on Facebook against Vybz Kartel. "Mr. Linton, let me get straight to the point. You have been putting some very nasty things on Facebook." Mr. Finson then asked him to open his Facebook page, but the sergeant told him that his page has been deactivated. He testified that he deactivated the account about 10 this morning. Mr. Finson then suggested to the sergeant that in 2011, 2 weeks before Vybz Kartel's arrest, he had posted some nasty things about the entertainer who was in a photograph with a Trinidadian female. The sergeant denied making any postings. Mr. Tavares Finson to the sergeant: "I am going to suggest to you that you made this comment on the 10th of August. Bed not even spread up. Worthless. Did you make that comment?" The sergeant chuckled. "No, my lord, I didn't write that, my lord. Facebook is hackable." Mr. Tavares Finson pressed. "In fact, 2 lines down you went on to say, 'Fool gal that, the place dirty yo.'" But the sergeant was adamant that he did not make such a comment. Mr. Tavares Finson then suggested to the sergeant that he is a part of a conspiracy to convict the 5 accused. The sergeant responded, "No, my lord." In further testimony, the policeman admitted that he made several mistakes, at least 10 times, regarding the dates he said he retrieved information from the phone attributed to the entertainer. Earlier, he had testified that the particular information was retrieved on the 22nd of October. However, the record generated from the computer had a date of the 14th of October. The sergeant tried to explain, but was interrupted by the attorney. Judge Lennox Campbell then urged the attorney to allow the witness to complete his answer. Mr. Tavares Finson responded, "I cannot allow him to embarrass himself." But the judge then told Mr. Tavares Finson to sit down and take the embarrassment. Mr. Tavares Finson then told the court, "My lord, I will take the embarrassment for the entire JCF, including all of his colleagues who are here snickering." Now, the defense has been arguing that whilst in the sergeant's custody, the phone from which the police retrieved the information being presented into evidence was being used. The sergeant told the court that he turned off the phone and locked it away for safekeeping. When asked what he did with the keys for the locker, he told the court he left it in his office on top of the locker. Detective Sergeant Linton's cross-examination will continue tomorrow. Dara Smith, TVJ News.